The sun's behind some clouds now, and the day looks really beautiful. I am so deeply appreciative of my life and of nature. That said, I do, as always, have some complaints and some things to think about. I've been thinking too much, and I've been stuck in my head too much, but that is a side effect of me not going out much lately. That's something I need to remedy, and it's funny to me because I feel like I have been, and by my normal standards, I have been, socializing a lot and going out a lot. The issue is that it's summer, and it's the dead of summer, and I don't have any programs I'm a part of, or any schooling to be doing, or any job. I have nothing that just eats away the time of my day, which is an absolute blessing. This is a time I'm going to look back in my life, and I'm going to be so thankful for just free time. I say I'm going to look back. I'm going to look back on this in a month. In a month, I'm going to be grateful for this time. Think about how much more grateful I'll be in 10 years for this time. But because this time has been so free, and because my days are empty, I've felt this weight on my shoulders to be productive. And to me, productivity in my mind, and this is a bad idea of it, and it's also an unhealthy idea of it, but I've been sort of in my mind just filtering productivity into 3 different categories, and that is being physically active, mentally challenging myself, and then my social life, going out and talking to people. And I say that's unhealthy, but that is definitely a healthy way to sort your life. But to think of it in terms of productivity is bad because, and I hate to do this, but I watched a TikTok video about a month ago, and it really stuck with me. It was this lady talking about how, sorry, I lost my train of thought. It was this woman talking about the origins of productivity and how we define today's work life, how that comes from originally. I can't remember what it comes from. Wow. Talk about speaking before you think. Sorry, one second. There it is. I didn't look it up, I promise. Didn't Google it, I just let it sit in my head for a second. Productivity comes from slavery. Look at that. The idea of productivity came from American slave owners, and this is, our modern American definition of slavery, of productivity. Obviously, productivity is a thing that's been around since humans started working and since humans started doing things. But how we define and how our culture uses productivity comes originally from American slavery and from slave owners saying, these slaves have to keep working, and as a way of distracting themselves, the slaves would. And I'm doing this a complete injustice by describing it, so I implore you to do research on this on your own, as I'm going to do now that I'm realizing. This is one of the things, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but something that's really been irking me lately is the realization, and again, I hate that this is true, but the realization that stemmed from, or was inspired by a TikTok video, but a dude saying that we as people are inclined to think that we know more about everything. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect of, as soon as you watch one TikTok video, as soon as you read one book, as soon as you have one, intro to philosophy class, you think, I am the master. I know everything about this. And so in my mind, a similar thing just happened where I thought that I knew more than I did about what that woman had to say about productivity and the origins of it. So I need to do some research, and I challenge you to also do some research on productivity. But anywho, all that to say, all that to say, I have been, working myself to try and feel productive. And that's vanity in its own right. Because I don't need to be constantly improving myself or constantly growing, right? A plant or a tree or any flower takes time to grow and takes time to rise out of the ground and become its full form. And so for me to think at 18 years old that I need to have all of my life sorted out and I need to have all of my belief systems and all of my interests and all of my hobbies and all of my life determined, it's insanity. Because my greatest days have yet to come. My greatest life lessons have yet to come. My most enjoyable days and my most regrettable days, my best and my worst is all yet to come. I like to think I didn't peak in high school. So I've got my life ahead of me. And this is just me saying out loud, so hopefully it'll stick a little better, that quit worrying about productivity and quit worrying about being the best version of yourself and being perfect. There's an East of Eden quote. I haven't read the book, but I'll still quote it. Now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good. And it's starting to rain on me. I want to read that book so bad just because of that quote, and it really resonates with me so much as a perfectionist that I want to read that book just for the quote. So I leave you with that. Now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good. All right, I'm done because of the rain. I hope you can see it falling, and I hope you can hear it hitting the leaves. I'm going to soak in this moment because it's going to be very, very beautiful.